Hey all, welcome to this week's Top 10 here at the CIOPCC. And this week I'm going to do something a little bit different. We've been doing a lot of Batman villains lately, but I thought we'd switch it up a bit and do a series of top 10 favorite figures based on a particular company, a favorite series or set of figures based on a particular company. And I'm going to start out this first one with McFarlane. Thought that would be a good one to start the whole thing off with. And my number 10 spot is going to go to their work on the Batman the Animated Series. Here you see Condiment King. Now, we don't know if this is going to turn out to be a fantastic line over time. Here they've reissued the Bat Cycle. But we did get our Condiment King as a Build-A-Figure, which is a terrific character I always wanted. And we also got another character I've always wanted across over here as a Build-A-Figure, Lockup. So, they've already given us some re-releases that have been much wanted from the old DC Direct line, using the same molds but with new paint jobs, and they've given us a couple of new characters like Lockup and Condiment King. Because I love those figures so much, they're going to get the number 10 spot. Now let's move on down here, talk about the number 9 spot. Their work on The Walking Dead is actually pretty good too. It started out quite rough. As you know, the first figures were pretty ugly. As you can see down here in the corner, there's some pretty ugly figures. But as the line expanded and grew, they got much better. They got away from the goofy action features that they were trying to do in the beginning, and they produced a lot of cool stuff in that series. They went deep too, which for me, that's always a big deal. When you can get a series and you get a lot of this A and B and C characters, that makes it much more attractive to me. So, they got number 9. Number 8. You know, I'm a huge Simpsons fan. Everybody and their brother's taking a crack at Simpsons. So what McFarlane did is they tried to do some play sets. A lot of their stuff was based on some rather unique items, including, this was my favorite set they did, this set based on the Treehouse of Horror episode, The Island of Dr. Hibbert. But they did a number of different sets. You can see most of them are across here. Again, like I said, they didn't go super deep. I love the Lard Lad set too. That was a good one. They didn't go super deep, but what they produced was really quite nice. So they're going to pick up the number 8 spot for that. Now, everybody here loves Spawn. You're probably thinking about doing Spawn as your number 1, I bet. But I'm not going to have it as my number 1. I have a lot of Spawn still. I've also gotten rid of a lot of Spawn. But what I'm going with in the number 7 spot is the animated figures. I thought they did a really terrific job with this. And I have to admit the fact that, you know, it kind of speaks to my love for animated series at the same time as being a pretty cool translation of these characters into cartoon form. So, that's the Spawn I'm putting in there. At number 7, I'm betting you're going to have some other Spawn line that you're going to like better. But hey, that's kind of the point. So, number 6. Number 6 is probably not one anybody else but me is going to be picking up on. And that is the Grinch. Who would have ever thought they would do Grinch figures? But they did. And they did these nice sets, sort of like play sets for the film. They did some smaller stuff too. But these were the ones you can see here. They did the sleigh falling off the mountain. But this set was really nice. You know, this was when McFarlane was really stepping outside the box. We're seeing them do that a little bit with the new Marvel, or the new movie Maniacs, which is annoying some people because it does kind of get outside the realm of the original movie Maniacs theme. But I think they deserve some credit for doing that. So we're going to talk about number 5, the monster playsets. Hey, speaking of playsets, they did these really cool monster playsets. There's the Creature. Here we have Phantom of the Opera. They've got some of these here, like that's the Frankenstein sets in back. There was 2 of those. The Hunchback set in front. A Dracula set, a Wolfman set, a Mummy set. This was a great way for them to kind of dip their toes into those sort of pseudo-universal monsters, but they gave them all their own designs, and they did them as pretty cool little play sets that were a lot of fun. they came packaged like this. This is the one they did with the human face. This is the variant of the Hunchback with the human face. So had to find it. It was the Chase figure. So they get number 5. I really like those. I thought that was, again, that was when McFarlane was really stepping outside and trying to come up with some new and unusual and unique ideas. So, number 6, or no, that was number 5. Number 4 is another set I never thought we'd see. 66 Batman. So we have a whole bunch. They've done playsets, they've done figures, they've done vehicles. They've moved into the New Adventures of Batman in the same sort of style. I didn't think we'd ever see anything quite like this. When Mattel did their 66 Batman, I thought that was about all we were ever going to get. And they only did a few figures. Here we've gotten quite a few really unique and interesting characters. We've got some more coming up that they've already shown photos of. So, 66 Batman, they get the number 4 spot. The number 3 spot goes to another one of those cartoon lines that came out of nowhere, Hanna-Barbera. And again, sort of like the Grinch, they did these as pseudo little play sets. See Tom and Jerry, they did some Flintstone stuff. I really like the Captain Caveman. But of all of the ones they did, I think my favorite, there's Yogi Bear. I think my favorite, Magilla Gorilla is over on this side. My favorite is the Pterodactyl here with Johnny Quest. Really like that set. Really well done. It's a lot of fun. So that's the number 3. Now my number 2 is a set that is groundbreaking. It was a great idea. McFarlane came up with the movie Maniacs line so that they could produce a series of figures where only 1 or 2 figures from a movie was really something that could be made, like King Kong down here, but that they could put it under a single title. And the reason that was important was because, or Evil Ash up there, or Legend of Darkness over here. The reason that was important, it was important with retailers. They had to find some way that they could come up with a title, a license, a SKU for these things and sell them to the retailer as a group, but then go out and work on doing licensing deals. So you'll see them mixed in on all of these shelves, various and sundry figures from the Marvel movie Maniacs, and it was such a fantastic idea. It drove both NECA to do their cult classics and Soda Toys to do their Now Playing series. So, hugely important and industry-changing line, the movie Maniacs. Of course, the new one, not so much. And in the number 1 spot is one that nobody else is even going to have on their top 10, I bet. Where the Wild Things Are. What a terrific line. This was early McFarlane. Really, really great quality of sculpt and paint. These hold up today. The way they did the cross-hatching and the shading is really, really great. If you haven't picked those up, try to find them somewhere. They're really fantastic. And they get my number 1 spot. Now, the nice thing about McFarlane is, hey, I didn't even mention Shrek or Terminator or Matrix or, my God, any of the other million things they've done. So there's plenty to choose from when you do your top 10. Let me know what you would swap in on your list. And until Wednesday when I do another favorite collection, have a great collecting week.